Well, that was fun. We can take callers now.
Let's,
I know a lot of folks are anxious.
Yes, we have a number of people that have been on the line for a while. We'll start with David in Columbus, Ohio. David?
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Wonderful. Fun talk about the prosperity gospel. Unfortunately, I know nothing about that and didn't call in to talk about that.
That's all right.
That's
what
fine.
do you got for us?
So there's William Lane Craig is one of the big-time heavyweight champion apologists who's going to be coming to our university soon.
Who is it?
William Lane Craig.
Oh, uh-huh.
Coming to Columbus?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so this has kind of sparked a lot of conversation and stuff going on between a lot of people. And one thing that I've heard while talking to people is that, at least from a Christian's perspective, it's unfortunate that there's no extra-biblical evidence for Jesus. You guys...
That's if you can find Christians that will admit to that. It's not unfortunate for those who are going to just, hand wave and give you a list of supposed sources that, in fact, are no good if you look at them. But they believe they're good.
Right. I'm kind of talking, a lot of atheists have said that there's no extra-biblical evidence for Jesus.
That's correct.
That is correct.
So this seems to be kind of an unfair point to me because the Bible and the New Testament specifically it's the amalgamation of information about Jesus. It's not like it's one single data point. This is a collection of information that was about Jesus at the time. Treating the New Testament like it's a single source.
So if there had been like some, arrest record or a Roman document about this Jesus guy and what a troublemaker he was and we got to do stuff to him, you think that would have made it into the Bible if they'd found it? That doesn't seem very likely to me.
Yeah, probably not, but that's kind of beyond the point. I'm saying that it's not a single...
You don't think it's odd that this guy's doing miracles and raising the dead and doing all these things and nobody bothered to lift a pen and write about it?
Well, no. What he's saying is what he's saying is, and that's a reasonable question, right? The Bible is a collection of multiple documents, so why doesn't that count, right? Mm-hmm. As the books that were left out would be extra biblical sources. That's a good thing you could look at, right? What about the books that didn't make it? Right? What's the crazy Judas gospel that...
Oh, the Gospel of Judas, that's a great one. I like that one.
Says that
it was suicide by cop.
Jesus is some alien from a planet?
No. The Gospel of Judas is where Judas is the hero, and Jesus is saying, hey, I need you to help me shed these clothes. Will you do this for me? Uh-huh. And meaning his body, right? Uh-huh. So it's really, as I said, a suicide by cop where Judas is turning Jesus in so that he can be killed, and that Judas is kind of the hero in this particular one.
I think the point though about the lack of extra biblical sources, it's not probably it would be worth mentioning that the wording of that is not the best. The point is there's no sources outside the group of believers. It's only believers who appear to have written about Jesus. And when I say believers, I mean followers, right?
That's a good point.
You don't hear about, I'm some traveler from Syria and I thought it was all very crazy, but there was this big crowd gathered and there was this Jesus guy and they were saying he was doing miracles. There's none of that. The only people apparently who ever wrote about him were people who were already in the religion and already believed. That's the problem.
Well, I wouldn't expect anyone else to write about it. I mean, that's...
Really? Because nobody writes about anything that they saw unless they're a worshiper of it. That doesn't follow.
If someone saw the miracles being performed by Jesus, I think they would become a believer. That would be...
I'm not even talking... I'm just mentioned some traveler, some foreign traveler who didn't see the miracles but just heard about them. There's no examples of contemporaries who just heard about Jesus and mentioned him. None. That's the problem.
Well, those people, the documents they wrote, I don't think there'd be any reason to save those. I mean...
To do what?
To
save them?
I'm sure they were... things like that may exist, but and it's not like we have every single document ever written from every single...
You're right. There could be sealed away somewhere where nobody has ever seen it for 2,000 years. There could be the proof. But until you find the proof, it's not proof. It doesn't count if it hasn't been found. What's that?
There's no reason to think that we would still have that. It's not like it's sealed away somewhere in some secret safe. I think that, things just don't last forever.
Hey, dude, we have all kinds of ancient documents about all kinds of things. If Jesus was, in fact, the big deal he's supposed to have been at the time, there would have been people who heard about that and wrote it down other than folks who were already in the cult. There would have. So the fact that doesn't exist is a big red flag.
I don't know.
Okay.
I completely understand your point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I need more time to think about this and process it through. But
all right.
Thanks again.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks, David.
I guess you didn't have anything.
That's
for David.
fine.
Thank you, David. Do I make him go away?
I think you hit drop.